What's up, guys, and welcome to the fourth episode of Holy Toledo, brought to you by On the Screws. Today, it's July 28th of 2020. I'm your host, Turner Givens, and with me, as always, my co-host, Drew Messiger.
What up?
So we're rolling right into a new series today. It's 60 games in 66 days. The Astros are coming into a two-game set versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. We know there's some history between these two teams. Astros are currently 3-1 after a nice homestand, 4-game homestand against the Mariners, and then the Dodgers are coming off of kind of a rough series, 4-game series against the Giants. They're 2-2 right now. They haven't had Walker Buehler pitch for them yet, but their pitching staff it doesn't seem the same. Obviously, Kershaw's out, but it's a little bit different coming into this year. It's only 2 games. We go to their place in September. So this is a really important series. If we can take 1-2 out of this, especially with not having Verlander start on Wednesday, this is a really important series going into the next couple weeks.
Yeah, it's bragging rights, man. I mean, they've kind of this has kind of been one of the bigger stories, obviously, of the offseason was this whole cheating scandal. LA's linked to it, and they had some stuff to say, and finally we can see them match up and see how things go, man. I mean, we got
to put it simply, they don't like us. I mean, that's all there is to it. They have stuff that they always have something to say, and the Astros are here to kind of turn that thing around and prove that they can win without the cheating scandal. That's what this whole season's about is proving that they can win without the cheating scandal.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm glad this is a game that was scheduled early in the season. I'm even more glad that it's at home. It should be interesting, man. I mean, let's just, I guess, dive right into the first game.
Let's go for it.
We got Walker Buehler coming back. He's behind schedule throughout summer camp. He kind of had to ramp things up. He says he's healthy, man, and when he is, he's without a doubt, if you can obviously agree, man, one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah,
he gets to pitch against a team that beat him in the World Series. I mean, he's a member of that team. Over for the Astros, we got Framber Valdez. He's filling in for JV, obviously. Last season, Valdez was 4-7 with a 5.86 ERA in 26 games. Although, he made 8 starts for the team. Really interesting to see how this one goes. Obviously, Walker Buehler, like we said, he's an elite pitcher. I'm not ideal to start off facing him in this series for sure. It'd been nice to see the Buehler Verlander matchup, but obviously that's not going to happen. Framer's got to step in. He's got to be big. We'll just kind of go right into the lineup, I guess, for LA. They got Mookie Betts batting first in right field, Max Muncy hitting second at first, Justin Turner hitting third at third base, Cody Bellinger in the cleanup spot in center field, Chris Taylor at DH, Corey Seager hitting sixth hole at shortstop, AJ Pollock hitting seventh and left, Enrique Hernandez, Kiki Hernandez at second base hitting eighth, and then Will Smith at catcher hitting ninth. Over on the Stros side, we got George Springer leading off in center, Jose Altuve at second, Alex Bregman in the 3 spot at third base, Michael Brantley in left field hitting cleanup. Yuli's at first hitting 5 hole, Correa's at hitting 6 hole at shortstop. Reddick, another start out there in right field, he's hitting 7th. Kyle Tucker at DH, and then Martin Maldonado behind the plate. We kind of tore it up. We kind of tore Seattle up this past weekend, man. Maldonado did a great job. Brantley, obviously, I had him picked for the series MVP of the last series.
Yep.
Really just some good offensive numbers so far to start off the season.
Yeah, these two lineups match up extremely well. If you look at kind of, I guess, star level, it's nearly identical. I mean, I would compare Mookie Betts to, on what level of a star do you think he's on? Bregman, Altuve?
Compared to the Astros? Absolutely, yeah. He's a Bregman for sure.
And then you got Cody Bellinger, who's probably a George Springer. And then, Justin Turner, I would compare him to maybe a Brantley. I don't know. He's a
Brantley and Altuve, one of the two. Yeah,
so like their top guys match up super, super well and super similar. Mm-hmm. So the only difference here is, well, they got Buehler going for him, and we have Valdez. But Valdez has some stuff to do it. If he can produce and he can really work that curveball, that's going to be the key. His curveball is disgusting. If he can use that in the zone, out of the zone, whenever he wants, and then just be able to spot up his other pitches, he can keep us in the game.
Yeah, I'm looking to get a solid 5 or 6 out of him. That's going to be really my answer with most of the starters this season, just a solid 5 or 6. Hopefully, a bullpen can stay together this time. I mean,
Well,
this
Presley's
is
out with elbow soreness right now. So is
yeah.
Davinsky, I believe. So right now, Asuna, if Valdez can give us 5 to 6, we might have to bridge with, let's say, maybe Blake Taylor or another young bullpen guy, and then it's all Asuna after that.
Hell, at this point, man, just keep throwing Paredes out there. He seems to be getting the
He's
job
looked really
done.
good.
Yeah, he's looking good. Young kid, good live arm. Yeah, man. Really, the only takeaway from this specific game for me, I guess, for the whole series is just how does Houston jump back? I mean, how are we going to deal with what's been going on? I mean, I'd love to see a brawl. I'd love to see some sparks happen. It's going to be a dramatic series. But yeah, hopefully Framer can outduel Walker because it's going to be a tough one for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little chirping. The Dodgers are a team that
Even better, we're going to
talk
hear
a
it.
lot. Yeah,
we're
we
going to be
are.
able to hear it.
They talk
great,
a lot.
yeah.
Them and the Cubs are two teams that seem to get into a little bit of drama with other teams. They like to chirp, and they can't take anything back to them. So that could be an issue. But on some other news, man, other than this Dodger series, Dusty Baker's coming back for another year. Brent Strom's coming back for another year, and was it Gary Pettis is coming back for another year?
Pettis. Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like those decisions right there.
You feel good about that?
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Dusty's an old school guy. Man, I was just telling you this before we started. I was listening on the radio. I think it might have been yesterday. They're talking about Hinch is coming back. Hinch is coming back. No, I don't. I know you like him. I like him too. He's a good manager, but I don't see him coming back. I mean, hopefully we have a good year under Dusty and he brings it into another season because so far so good. I mean, players like him, coaches like him. He's a likable guy. He's a legend for a reason. So very interesting. I'm glad. Pettis is also another guy, very well respected in that clubhouse. Brent Strom as well. I mean, they're bringing back good pieces. They wouldn't be coming back if they weren't good. So 3 good additions, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in that dugout for
they
for
just
time to come.
added Fernando Rodney. They just signed him, so he should be with the team fairly soon. That is going to be a huge bullpen piece, just a veteran piece. He doesn't have to be lights out. He just needs to have a decent role in the bullpen to keep it together.
Who was he with in the summer camp? Because I remember seeing him in some of those games.
Not
Oakland. He was with Oakland.
Ended up signing with the Skeeters after
43.
They said they signed him out of Sugarland. So
43, man, just loves to throw. I think he was with Miami. I think it was Miami.
It might have been.
Yeah, wish I would just pull some up.
He's got a disgusting changeup, and if he can still throw low to mid nines, he'll be good for us.
Like I said, man, 43. You gotta love the game to stick around. I mean, he's been in the game for a long, long time. He's still, like you said, still effective. I think it's a good pickup for us, man. Obviously, with the bullpen being very, very down this past weekend, I'll take any help we can get, man.
Me too. So before we move on to game 2, what are your keys to success for the Astros for this game 1?
Framer going 5 or 6, man. Shut down bullpen, get Walker out of the game early. If we look at some matchups that we have against them, really the only guys that have good numbers against Walker is Bregman and George Springer. Springer is 1 for 1 with the home run off of him. Bregman is hitting 500 and 2 at bats. Yeah, it's really the only numbers we have against them. But strong start from Framer, get Walker out of the game early, and just punish that bullpen.
I agree. I would say mine are just like yours. Got to get Walker Buehler uncomfortable early because it's his debut. So they're not gonna let him roll 90 plus pitches. They're gonna, if he gets into trouble and his pitch count starts to shoot up, they'll take him out. So that's good if we can get to the bullpen like that. Another thing that is key, like you said, is Valdez. Just pitching it doesn't have to be a fantastic game. It just needs to be he just needs to be effective enough to get us to the bullpen and to keep the lead or keep us within a couple runs, because this Dodgers lineup has not seen Valdez at all. Mookie Betts has 1 at bat and did not get a hit against him. So they're coming in this game with some videos of him pitching in the previous couple years, but they haven't faced him personally, so that could be a good advantage for him. And then obviously if our bullpen can shut it down, Davinsky's not available, so that's probably a good thing. Then we should be able to sneak at least one game. If we can sneak one game against Walker Buehler, I think we'll be good. We'll be okay.
I think it's a great sign that that LA dropped those last two games against San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco. Obviously San Francisco is I don't think they're going to do anything special this year.
No.
It's a young team. Kapler's a first year manager. Not really a lot of talent on that team this year. So the fact that they dropped two is a good sign for us. I mean, we had said previously we should have it should have been a clean sweep this weekend, but baseball it happens. But yeah, man, just looking for some good moments today out of those guys.
Yeah, so I know you're not big into predicting exactly what's going to happen, final score, stuff like that, but you think this is going to be a high scoring or low scoring game?
Low scoring for sure.
Low scoring.
Yeah, I don't. Walker's dominant, man. I don't see him really being in too much of a struggle, but if he is, I'll take it, dude.
I think if he goes 4 to 5 innings, it'll be low scoring. But if he's out a little bit earlier, even if we haven't even put up a lot of runs, but we're just pushing his pitch count up, I
Mm-hmm.
think it'll be high scoring if we can get to the bullpen earlier than normal.
Yeah, let's hope for it, man.
I don't think that bullpen. It's very similar to our. I mean, they have Kenley Jansen. Joe Kelly's really not the same Joe Kelly that we've seen in the past. Who else do they really rely on? Dylan Floro. They don't have. Do they still have Pedro Baez?
Yeah, Baez is still there. Yeah, really not. Yeah, it's not the same bullpen. It's not the same bullpen. You could even see that in some spring training games. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Seems to be the case with a lot of baseball right now, man. It's just not the same as before. But I'm gonna go ahead and have you go ahead and get game two.
Yeah. So game 2 is going to be Wednesday, July 29th, 7:10. So it's 6:10 Central Time, and Dustin May is going against to be determined. Astros have not decided who are they going to start for that game. That was, I believe, supposed to be Justin Verlander's start.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, we don't know when he's going to be back. So that could be a bullpen game. That could be an opener game. But let's talk a little about Dustin May. Young guy, had some flashes of brilliance on his opening day start. He got the opening day start after Kershaw was scratched. So he had to come in. He put up 4 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, but he only gave up 1 run. So he's got a power sinker. I don't even know if I would call it a sinker. It's more of a 2-seam. That thing runs about 10 feet. Breaking ball is disgusting. Got a hard cutter, and he's got really high velo, good spin, and he's a guy who's, when he's in the zone, he's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, going back to what you said, I'm all aboard on the Dodgers hate club. Can't stand them. To me, they're similar to the Yankees. You got to give it to Dustin May, man. I mean, coming in 22 years old, getting an opening day start, filling in for the Clayton Kershaw, a lot of pressure. I thought he did well. You know, he did good. Like you said, 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits. Not ideal, but still got them the win. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But yeah, a lot of props to him for being able to come up big and do that.
And let's talk about the flow. He's got a nasty flow,
Nasty.
ginger hair flowing out the back. It is. I mean, that is all the way down to his shoulders. He's not the most handsome pitcher I've ever seen.
Not at all.
But he's got. I will give him some props on the flow.
Yeah, the beard needs some work. I know from experience about that, but yeah, the flow's nasty, man. I mean, if that's what makes you the dog, man, let it eat. Keep growing that bad boy.
Yeah, and I think we don't have the lineups obviously for this game, but I'm assuming it'll be very similar to today's game.
Very similar.
Kyle Tucker will probably be the DH again, and I expect, again, keys to success for this matchup is being patient and making him pitch in the zone. And he's a young guy. He's another young guy that they have. So just up in that pitch count as soon as possible, get him out of the game early and get to the bullpen. I think that's important for these powerhouse teams that really don't have the deep bullpen that they used to have.
Absolutely, man. For me, I think the offense has been great so far. I think we've been hitting it well, so I'm not too concerned about the offense. It's going to be pitching for me probably for the majority of the season. If they're throwing an opener out there, let's hope he gets some good innings out of him. If not, let's have that bullpen rolling and let's have some good innings out of him.
This game is going to be damage control for sure.
Absolutely.
Not having who you want to start. They're kind of trying to figure out that fifth starter spot. So we're hoping your Queedy can come back. And I know James Click put an update out on Yordan Alvarez. He just started taking BP. They're hoping he gets some live ABs soon. And if he can get live ABs for a week, I think he could be back within the next week and a half or so. I didn't see anything on your Queedy. I don't know if you've seen anything on your Queedy.
No, I didn't see anything. What to you is what to you is more important if you had to pick one or the other coming back sooner? Who would you rather have?
I got to go with your Queedy. I think we
Urquidy?
need the pitching. Our
The pitching,
offense
yeah.
can do it, can handle itself without Jordan. And that's another thing. Who can be ready faster, healthier? And when I mean ready, I mean actually ready, not like, oh, I'm feeling good. I with this, I'm assuming your Queedy had been thrown when he was not at camp. I
Mhm.
mean, hopefully he wasn't. I don't know. Did he have corona? Was he bedridden from corona,
I
or was
I
he
don't
just?
I don't think they ever addressed it, but I'm gonna assume that that's what it was.
And who knows? He
I mean,
could have
I
been
couldn't think of any other
asymptomatic
reason. Yeah.
and got some bullpens in, and his arm could be feeling good. So hopefully we see an update soon on that, and he can kind of plug into that role. That way we don't have to go TBD every time Verlander's spot comes around in the rotation. But
Yeah.
I think I would rather have pitching now than Jordan, and then we can figure it out later.
I'm gonna agree with that, man. For me, I think you need three guys to get to win this thing. You need three solid starters. Like if Verlander's out and Verlander's done, we still got McCullers, we still got Greinke. We need that third guy. I think our offense is going to be fine. We've got some smooth swinging dudes in that lineup. For me, it's going to be pitching, man. I'd love to see your QD back, and let's hope it's soon.
Yeah, and this 2-game set's going to be kind of a test too of how quickly we need them back. If we kind of hold our own against the Dodgers, I'm not going to be concerned. But if it's a shit show, then I wonder if the Astros are kind of rush somebody back, because I mean, I feel like Jordan is a mature enough hitter to be able to adjust if he's back early. I feel like he'll have to kind of take things a different way than normal, but he'll be able to adjust. The other side of things, pitching wise, the only thing that concerns me about rushing a pitcher back is just arm health.
It's also the patience factor too. We
Mhm.
as fans, I mean, obviously you want to see Jordan go out there and just be a stud right off the bat. Seems Urquidy, got to be patient. I mean, it's a hard thing for me to do at times. I know it's a hard thing for most fans to do, but I mean, give him some time. Maybe it takes him a week to get his feet set. But yeah, just give him some time. Let him get some ABs under his belt, and I think we're going to get the Jordan that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It's gonna be a test. It's gonna be the first test of the year, but we are about to actually get off here and start getting ready to watch the game. Game's at 8:10, so we need to get kind of prepared for that. So this should be posted very soon. I don't even know why I'm telling the audience, because by the time they get to this part, then the video, they'll already be through the video. So whatever, disregard what I just said, but get ready for the series recap in a couple days. That'll be on we'll either do that Wednesday night or Thursday morning. And just as always, follow us on Twitter at OTS Baseball, and then follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts for all our podcasts. We'll see y'all soon.
Peace.
See ya.